Hey everybody, Logan here. Today I'm bringing you two new controllers from Gulikit for the Nintendo Switch 2. Yes, I originally covered, as of recording about maybe a month or so ago, two from them called the ES and the ES Pro. This is the ES Pro. These are the first of their line which can actually wake the Switch 2, but these were a bit more simplistic, and this was a solid Xbox Series XS style controller for the Switch and Switch 2. Now they've come out with two new ones, and that is the TT Pro and the TT Max. So we got both of these bad boys here. Both have different features, one being Max, one being Pro. Of course, you'd expect slight differences, but not too much. We have two different colorways, one that resembles a Game Boy. You guys remember that? The original, known as the DMG OG Game Boy. I have that. And the Super Nintendo style. So what we're going to do, unbox them, test them out, see if they're any good. Alrighty, so here we got the TT Pro and the TT Max. So like I stated before, this is a Game Boy, OG Game Boy style of color. And this is a Super Nintendo style color. As of recording, this is before they, I guess, actually released the prices and the different color variations. They sent these to me ahead of time. So I'm actually recording these, well, quite a while before they even hit. So keep that in mind. There hasn't been an official price for these as of recording, but you guys will be seeing it, so I'll pop it on the screen here so you guys know the exact prices of the two different variations, the TT Pro and the TT Max. So let's take a look at the backs, and that's where you can see the difference. Yes, shipping was not kind to this box, but let's take a closer look. You're going to see they're very similar with slight differences, and that might help you decide which one that you want. So if we look at the Pro here and the Max here, 2.16 milliseconds. Both of them have the same thing. So 2.16 millisecond latency on wired, 2.62 millisecond latency on wireless connection. They both have 1000 hertz wired and 730 hertz wireless. Now, this is the thing. That's for use when you're using it on PC. The Switch 2 caps at 250 from my understanding, while the Switch 1 is 150. So you're not going to get the full functionality when it comes to the hertz polling rate in the Switch and Switch 2 models. So keep that in mind. Support Switch and Switch 2 Wake Up, both of them. Gulikit patented maglev vibration motor. That is around here as well. I know it's on the same thing, so I think that's not listed. No, right here, maglev. So here you got two extra things: adjustable D-pad 8 directional / 4 directions, motion aim assist technology for FPS games on PC. So that's going to be the difference for the Max. So if you're looking to use it on PC as well, I would go with the Max. Otherwise, everything else is pretty much the same, except you have 3 adjustable sensitivity levels on the joysticks. So special APG key, star ring RGB lights, adjustable joystick, which are all over here as well. They just kind of mixed it up. 720 degree level tension adjustable to meet your control preference. They both have that. And patented, they're TMR sticks. So both of them have TMR sticks. Patented electromagnetic TMR joysticks, anti-stick drift, smooth, long life, 4000 level high precision. Same thing over here. Patented smart trigger, 4 detachable rear flappy paddles. I added the flappy. Rear paddles allow for various control fields, free combinations, and remapping according to personal preferences. Same thing. Hall effect triggers. This one has Hall effect triggers. Adjustable rapid fire turbo, adjustable rapid fire turbo. So there you go. Yeah, so the other one here's 3 adjustable sensitivity levels on the joysticks. This one is probably going to be the one if you're going to go back and forth between PC and Switch and you want to get one. It's going to be the Max that you want. If you're just playing on the Switch and that doesn't bother you, then you might want to go for the Pro. But if you just want to get the biggest, baddest version, go with this one. So, right off the bat, I'm going to address a couple of things. That D-pad. Yeah, that D-pad. And then you've got the sticks on the same plane like you would have on PlayStation. So, it's a little different than running something like the ES or ES Pro with the offset Xbox style sticks and a very different disc shape D-pad. Alright, so let's open up the Pro first. Alright, so right out of the box, one of the things I like about a lot of the Gulikit controllers, they come with cases. And I really do like that. Their higher end ones definitely do. Now this controller has quite a bit of heft to it. Those sticks are really nice. Membrane. Ooh, that's a nice D-pad. I didn't know how to feel about that, but oh, that is a really nice D-pad. This is going to be the point of contention for a lot of people. Most gamers that I know do not like the sticks on the same plane. Even a lot of PlayStation fans I know end up getting like some of the older Razor Wolverine V2 or the Nacon Revolution, any of the ones that allow you to swap them out the Victrix Pro, so you can get that Xbox style of layout. But I actually think that's just fine. I mean, those buttons are buttery smooth. So if you guys have ever watched any of my other videos and remember the King Kong series, I did cover those. They have the same style of flappy paddles where you can add them on, and then, oh, they go digital. That is nice. Analog. So if you're playing on PC or if you just want trigger locks, there you go. If you're playing a racing game on PC, analog. For the Switch, I will be keeping them on digital because, well, the Switch only uses digital triggers, which is kind of pooey, but hey. And one thing that's really cool, Sega style D-pad. Look at that. That's cool. Another thing is you've got swappable buttons if you want that Xbox layout, if you're going to be using it on PC. So that is really cool. You do have the stick adjustments and the key to remove the buttons. So how you remove the buttons, you go pop them out. This is a layout I'm going to keep, so I like that. Now if you want to see how to remove it, you can actually check out the ES Pro video and I do it all there. But for time's sake, we're just going to take a look at all this and then get to the TT Max. I don't want this to be a 2-hour video. And then there's your key if you want to adjust the stiffness on the sticks. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. So it's just pop those off, put it right there, and you can adjust the stiffness. Come on. There we go. Pops in and out. Remove the D-pad. Wow. Pop back in this D-pad. Okay. Let's see. Can I see that? I think so. There's a little notch down at the bottom, and if you get it in there just right, there you go. You got that Genesis style floaty D-pad. That's kind of nifty, I'm not gonna lie there. But you know what? Whoops, there goes the D-pad. I really like this D-pad for some strange reason. I like that one. That is nice. Alright, so let's put you aside. There's your Type-C cable. And now let's open this one. There we go, and this is the Max. Another cool thing about the Max, it has sticks. So you can swap out the sticks. So if you want higher or shorter, these are going to be the standard. You got medium and then large sticks. So let's pop that out real quick and then just pop on one of the large ones just for testing's sake. There you go. You can do that with all of them. You have 4 different ones here, depending on what size you want. And if you want them all to be the tall, all to be the medium, all to be the small, you can do that or flip-flop them however you like. Come on. In terms of feel, it feels exactly like the other controller. Now here, if you look at the top, I failed to mention this on the other one, but you do have a button that goes between iOS, Android, Windows, and Switch. And then here you have your player and sync button. So that is pretty cool. Again, trigger locks and flappy paddle slots. You have as well more flappy paddles, another tool to remove the buttons if you want them in Xbox style for PC usage. And then for the Switch, they have them there. Again, I'm going to keep the Switch because I want these for the Switch. So that's pretty nifty. I do like that. You can put that there. And then you also have the key for tightening as well and loosening your sticks. That is nifty. And you also have the D-pad as well, and that's where it's stored. So that is cool. I like this one. There's something about the gray, the Super Nintendo style colorway, that really does it for me. And one thing is that you can't really notice on camera, it's got a matte finish. It's a really nice matte finish. You have texture on the back and a different style of matte. It's almost the same, ever so slightly. But yes, you have matte back there. This is a really well-made controller. Really nice. Probably one of the best I've seen thus far for the Switch 2. That is nice. Now let me go back and take a look at... I don't think the Pro had that texture. So here's the Pro. I did put it away. It's a different texture. It's still a matte finish, but it's a different texture. This one is a bit smoother. And like I said, you do have the same indicators on the top. It's a different matte texture. It's nice, but that's smoother. There's something I really like about this one. That feels really great. All right, so let's get all this mess out of the way. My Switch 2 is right there. Let's test them out. One thing before we get into the testing, I do want to make sure I state this in the video to clear things up for most people. It's a different way to pair this for the Switch and Switch 2 than most other controllers. Here, I'll read it for you, but I'll still leave it here if you want to pause the video and read it yourself if for some reason you have a controller without the instructions. It says, set the controller to NS mode, turn it on, then press and hold the pairing button for 2 seconds. The indicator light will start blinking quickly, indicating that pairing has started. Now step 2, when the Switch/Switch 2 is on the black screen, sleep state, press the home button on the Joy-Con to wake it up. It will then enter the controller pairing interface. Once the interface shows that a new controller is connected, the pairing is complete. So that's how we're going to do it. All right, so let's get started. Let's power on the controller. That is really cool. Rumble's really nice. So it's on PC mode. You have to double tap in order to switch them. All right, so you see it's on switch mode. There we go. And it's flashing. What we're going to do is hold the button for 2 seconds. You're supposed to hold it for 2 seconds. It's supposed to flash, but it's not giving me enough time. It's just buzzing without being connected to anything. There's nothing for it to connect to. So let's try the other controller and see if it does the same thing. So let us power this sucker on and see which one it's on. So it starts on Windows. There we go. So I don't know why the Max is doing that, but the Pro seems to be working just fine. I'll check it out and then show you in a later segment. Boot up some Mario Kart. Turn up the volume for you guys. Turn up the brightness. Feels great. So that feels fantastic. Oh, that is a very nice controller. So let's make sure it does the wake. Okay, sorry about that. There was a little glitch in the system, as what I call it. So the way to sync them is to start out by normally doing it like it says. Continue, go on, do the thing. And then go here, go here. Once you have this connected, you're gonna sync it. Come on. This is exactly what it was doing. Boom. And then same thing here. Boom. There. All right. So both are synced. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back out here. They're recognized as Switch 1 Pro controllers. Then we're going to hit that. Shuts them both off. It's going to do its light up with a little rumble. Booyakasha. There you go. So fantastic. Let me do a little quick test of this one in Mario Kart as well. Nice, nice, nice. Now, can any of you guys do that? Get hit by 3 cars in a row? All right, so these are fantastic controllers. Let's put these on, like I said. So we've got these here. Actually, wrong side. Good job, me. There you go. Good job, me. I held the button. Okay. There you go. And you got your setting button there. You're going to go through the settings process by holding that, mapping it to the back. That doesn't feel bad. The top paddles, the top flappy paddles are a bit stiffer than the bottom ones on both sides. I like the bottom ones. They're a little looser, feels a little snappier. So let's turn that back on. Okay, there we go. We're gonna see real quick if it comes pre-mapped. No pre-maps, so you're definitely gonna have to map it before using it. Now, if you're using it on PC, it's not really something you're really gonna have to worry about as much. It's a little easier to do it that way. Same way if you're using it on iOS or Android, but I'm pretty sure the majority of people who are buying this are buying it for their Switch or PC. So now I wanted to add this in here because it really makes this controller pop a little bit more than me just reading it off the box. And it gives you a bit more of what you can do with this controller and how it will help whether you're not just playing it on the Switch, Switch 2, or PC. Because this one is compatible with Switch, Switch 2, PC, Android, and iOS, but it's like they're directing it towards Switch 2 and PC first and foremost. PC with the performance, but this is going to be probably one of the best performing controllers as of right now for the Nintendo Switch 2. So let's take a little look here. As you can see, it's the TT Max / Pro, 720 degrees tension adjustable sticks. I will say I have, since the recording of this, I have adjusted. I've found the sweet spot for those sticks in these controllers, and I am loving it no matter what I'm playing. Even games as simple as Animal Crossing all the way up to racing games. I've done everything with this controller from recording to now, and this has honestly become one of my go-to ones. Anti-drift magnetic TMR joystick, built-in smooth joystick stand for ultra smooth feel. Yes, it actually feels really, really nice in the hand, and in long sessions and overtime, it is fantastic. Hyperlink 2 fastest wireless speed, support Switch / Switch 2 wake up, as you can see in the video. Patented magnetic levitation vibration motor, Gen 2 super haptic vibration, classic floating D-pad, perfect for fighting games. Honestly, since I've been using it, I do prefer this rounded one right there over the Genesis style D-pad. It's just the one I prefer, and I was really surprised that in the long term it really feels good, and well, it is really good. 4 metal rear flappy paddles, you forgot the flappy. Patented APG autopilot gaming functionality, compatible with Switch and Switch 2, PC, Android, iOS. So we can take another look if you want, just a little closer look at what we have here on their website. So if you want to see exactly what I'm looking at, you can just come to Gulikit's website, gulikit.com. And this is right up here. And as you can see, it's really marketed towards the Switch and Switch 2, but it's going to be probably one of the best performing PC controllers that you can get at this level. Now, they have, since I've gotten mine, they have shown off this green and black one, which I think is really nice. I do prefer the Super Nintendo style one, and even the Game Boy one. I prefer the Super Nintendo looking one in terms of style and stability. Now, this is what people are going to ask about. When you're using the controller, you've got use cases, polling rate, button latency, and joystick latency. So wired connectivity on TT controllers is 1000 hertz. Button latency is 2.16 milliseconds. Joystick latency is 2.4. Bluetooth connectivity is 730 hertz, 2.62 milliseconds, and 2.72 respectively. Bluetooth connectivity on other controllers, and this is where their comparison comes in. 125 to 250 hertz, 8 to 30 milliseconds, 12 to 30 milliseconds. Remember, this is going to be for PC. It's where you're going to get the highest performance. From my understanding, Switch 2 caps at 250, while Switch 1 caps at 150, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, I would say if you really want the highest polling rate, you're going to want to use this on PC. For solid polling rates and solid latency, you're still going to find some of the best performance on the Switch and Switch 2 available right now. So you can see right here, wired polling rate, Bluetooth polling rate. So this got all that there if you want to go down into it, all from the GPDL. I still need to get myself one of those for testing, but that is fantastic. Again, if you want, you can see a lot more. That is the little dongle. And there you go. If you want, like I said, this is probably going to be the place where it can answer all of your questions that I did not for some reason. But I think this is a fantastic performing controller, and up to this point, it has been my favorite to use on all my Switch 2 games. And honestly, I think you're going to be very, very happy with this controller. Beautiful. Fantastic. What do you guys think? Now, I definitely like these better than the ES and the ES Pro. So this is my ES Pro. Yes, stick caps. Like, you guys have got to understand that's a thing by now. I put these on almost all my sticks. So I really do like this, but it's got that Xbox Series XS style D-pad. Quieter, but I'm still not a fan of that D-pad. I'm honestly impressed with this D-pad. I like it much, much better. I didn't think I would like it with the sticks on the same plane, but they're a little further separated than your standard PlayStation controller. More reminiscent, I guess, of the PlayStation 5, because I think the PlayStation 5, they're a bit further apart than the 3 and the 4. Well, 1, 2, 3, and 4, but still. I really like these controllers. Like, they really went with the KK series and took it to the next level with the TT series. So I really do like those, depending on the colors you're looking at. I'm not sure which ones they're going to have at the time of the official release. You guys will be seeing this at the time of the official release. And if I have anything, I will make sure, well, you'll see it within the video. So this is what happens when you review pre-release controllers. So I did want to make sure I film this ahead of time so I can let everybody know the day these things come out. So if you have any questions, I will have more answers and I will have more knowledge on these because, well, I'll be using it and I get my information directly from Gulikit on these. And thank you, Gulikit, for sending me these, as well as the ES and the ES Pro. I really do like these controllers. I actually like them much better than the previous ones that I tested way back when, the King Kong. The King Kong was great, but the Zen Pro, which I think was the KK2, I think these are significantly better. Some people, again, are going to complain about the stick and the D-pad placement, but it's one of those things, I think once you get your hands on it, it might just change your mind. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video, and I will address why my Switch 2 looks this way in a future video. But again, thank you guys so much. God bless each and every one of you. Like we always say, be legendary. Thanks again.